Hey everybody, Professor Benelou here with a explanation of your Unit 4 discussion board assignment. Unit 4 discussion assignment is very similar to Unit 2 discussion board assignment. We're just building on what you did in Unit 2 DB. And this is the first of two short videos discussing this assignment. This first video, I will discuss the assignment in general. And then the second short video, I will discuss the topics that you can cover within Unit 4 discussion board. Okay, so let's get into this. Your Unit 4 discussion board, just like Unit 2 discussion board, has two due dates. Firstly, your original post is due Friday, July 31st by 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. And secondly, your response posts are due Tuesday, August 4th by 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, once again, you are going to be analyzing a primary document just like in Unit 2 DB. In this case, though, you only have 3 topics to choose from. A lot of information on each of them. Very interesting. Just pick the one that you think interests you the most and dive into it. So firstly, you have, for the primary document, it's an article called Remarks on Signing the Economic Recovery Tax Act of 1981 and the Omnibus Budget Reconciliation Act of 1981, in a question-answer session with reporters. This is an interview with President Ronald Reagan regarding the signing of the Economic Recovery Tax Act of 1981 and the Omnibus Budget Reconciliation Act of 1981. This covers the topic of Reaganomics, the Unit 4 topic of Reaganomics. So if you're interested in that, that would be the primary document you would choose to analyze. Secondly, George H.W. Bush, his speech called Iraqi Aggression in Kuwait. This is a speech that Bush gave in front of the United Nations General Assembly, October 1st, 1990. And this is the first Gulf War topic for Unit 4. So if you're interested in the first Gulf War, you may delve into that. Thirdly, last and finally, it's Ronald Reagan's Tear Down This Wall speech, the famous speech he gave in June of 1987 in front of the Berlin Wall. The end of the Cold War in the fall of the Berlin Wall are the Unit 4 topics that covers. All right, so your original post requirements, this will be what is due Friday, July 31st. You have 4 sections this time to the discussion board assignment where Unit 2 DB only had 3. So again, very similar to Unit 2 DB, we're just building on what you did in Unit 2 DB. So very similar to your Unit 2 discussion board, the context section were 15 points. Name the document you chose to analyze. Who's the creator of the document? Briefly describe the creator of the document. When and where was the document created? Okay, that's the context section worth 15 points. Very similar. Also very similar, the summary portion worth 20 points. Write a brief summary of the source. What's the topic or issue the source covers? What are the creator's main points about the topic? And what is one interesting thing said in the source? That's the second part. All right, the third part, connections, worth 10 points. How does the source connect to Unit 4 learning material? How does it help you better understand that moment in American history? How does this help you better understand Unit 4 in Telepath? Does this source support what you already know about the topic? If so, how? Or does this source change the way you think about the topic? If so, how? That's worth 10 points, connections. And then last but not least, in the original post is the issue today, 10 points. Basically, identify how the issue in the document relates to American life today. So how is this document still relevant to us today in the year 2020? Okay, delve into that. Okay, so that is what was due July 31st. Now the peer response requirements, what is due on the 4th of August. So this is worth 10 points. You need to respond to 2 of your peers, just like you did in Unit 2 discussion board. But there's a little twist to it this time. Each of your response posts must be at least 100 words in length. And like I said, I love my students. You all are very supportive of one another. But I don't want you to leave it at, you did a great job, Doug. I really enjoyed reading your post. You hit all the points. I can't wait to read your next post. While that's incredibly supportive and nice, I want you to tailor your response post to your classmates, okay? And answer the following questions. And if you tailor your post to your classmates' post, and you answer these 4 questions, you will have absolutely no problem getting in the 100 words for each of your response posts. So the questions you need to answer in your response post are the following. What did you learn from your classmates' post? Are there connections between their document and the unit materials that they did not mention? And are there connections between what you learned from your source and what you learned about their source? And lastly, what clarification do you need regarding their post? Okay, so all sources used to complete this project should be cited using APA format. You need to use in-text citations and include references, a reference section. Okay, highly recommend checking out the C2 Undergraduate Writing Style Guide. In one of my first announcements in this class, I posted an announcement on how to access the C2 Undergraduate Writing Style Guide. And also, don't hesitate to use both our library for research. It's wonderful. Excuse me. Or you actually also use our writing center. The people at the writing center is absolutely fabulous for help as well. Okay. And you can also use any materials from this course, web resources, what have you, to help you with this project. But remember to cite it properly and paraphrase. Okay, so this is my grading criteria sheet that I will be using to grade your Unit 2 discussion board, or Unit 4 discussion board, excuse me, sorry. I have that first one on the brain apparently. All right, context. Student identified the creator, including a brief description. Student identified when and where the document was created. However many points, my comments. Student fully summarized the document, identifying the main topic, the main points, and at least one interesting detail. My comments, how many points out of 20? Connection. Student identified connection between the primary source and unit learning material. Student included a discussion of how the source expanded or changed their previous knowledge. My comments, how many points out of 10? The issue today. Student identifies how the issue in the documents relates to American life today. Student evaluates the ways in which the issue has evolved. Student uses specific examples to explain his or her points. My comments, how many points out of 10? Peer response. Student responded to at least 2 of their peers. You respond to 2 of your peers and your responses are 100 words each, you get the 10 points. Easy peasy. Okay? You respond by the deadline of August 4th and your responses are 100 words each, you will get the 10 points. Response content. Peer response adds new depth or insight to the current conversation and encourages further conversation. I think encourages further conversation is pretty key. You do that, you will get the 5 points. Okay, my comments, you'll get pretty much the 5 points. Focus on that. Academic writing. Student uses proper spelling, punctuation, and grammar to write clearly and effectively. References if provided are in APA format. My comments, how many points out of 5? I total up, put it over 75. Okay, so the pertinent information for this, your original post for Unit 4 discussion board is going to be due July 31st, 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time, and your response post will be due August 4th, 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. Of course, you can always email me or contact me through the C2 Messenger portion of the app. And my office hours are always Mondays from 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, this ends this short little video. I will be conducting another short little video discussing each of the topics that you may cover. All right, see you in a bit.